Hey everyone, we should be live now. Um, yeah, just give me a second here. Not my usual setup. I'm visiting my parents for Easter, so I have to do it what I got here, and I hope that there isn't much acoustics because the room is quite big and it shouldn't be, but still, I do hope that there is none. And so, with that said, today's live stream, it's the usual or the what is becoming now a very common or repetitive thing that I'm doing. The usual, what do we need to know, or what our star sign needs to know. It's quite fun, or at least I love doing it. So hopefully I will be able to, like I promised before, or at least I try to promise, I'll be able to maintain it every week to have such a live stream. So with that said, before we move to all 12 star signs, hello Nonon. I do receive your email, by the way. Couldn't find your Facebook though, I don't know why. Maybe just you're using different name, I don't know. But in any case, thank you for your email. And no, I haven't moved. I'm at my parents'. I'm at my parents' house. So, first, before we go to all 12 star signs, I am going to make just a general message. What is that we all need to know as of this moment. And let me shuffle and now draw. So the first card, and I do hope you all can see those cards. It's kind of like the lightning is off, so I do apologize for that as well. Hello, Ginger. Welcome to the stream. So the first one, that will be the Eight of Pentacles, followed by the next one, which stands as the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so the second one, that will be the Wheel of Fortune. And the third one that we do have, that is going to be the Two of Swords. All right, so let me, oh my God, it's so uncomfortable here. It's the Two of Swords, like that. Your special earth angel, you and Pisces Moonbeam have some kind of a special connection together. I'm glad that that's the case, if that's the case. But in any case, let's jump back to the message. So these three cards, well, guys, what those three cards are really telling us, it is that now is the time to truly make our move. It is literally because we do have these two. Okay, so these are a passive enemies as an elemental dignity. They pretty much points that we do have our situation as perfect as it can be. We can't have it as in a better state than it is right now. And so if we are to decide to make our move, pretty much it has to be literally now or never. And under now, I don't mean literally right now, but within the next week or a couple of weeks, that will be a pretty good, I don't know, time frame where we should start from. Primarily, yeah, Articure, welcome to the stream as well. Welcome everybody. It's so nice to have you around. So literally what they speak, it is that whatever we have planned for a long time to develop, to initiate, and in generally to start, how can I put it into words, developing further into the future, the time has come that we have to make our move. The equilibrium, the stagnation, if you will, the placid environment that we were up until this point, it's pretty much over. Now, the other elemental dignity that we do have with these cards, okay, so these couple of cards, that this is a passive neutrals, they pretty much speak that from this moment moving forward, whether we talk about career or whether we talk about relationships, all falls to what we are to do out there. Okay, so literally, how can I put it into words? It's almost like justice, more or less. It's that, how can I put it into words? If you will, the universe or random circumstances are not going to sway the situation one way or another. So should there be ups and downs out there, it is because we made it so. It's because we made it to be that way. So how this really translates when it comes to career and when it comes to relationships, okay? So it translates into career as in the next couple of weeks or in the next week is going to be really the time that we take on these multiple tasks, projects, or the difficult tasks that we are, I don't know, that we are kind of like calculating by this point, and we are making plans about it. You are trying to establish business, okay? Well, next week or a couple of weeks crucial that you kind of like make the first moves about, you know, establishing your business. For relationships, and especially if you are single, there is no other way than looking at those cards. Then it's time to start dating. I mean, and if you don't have any options available, that is because you are restricting and constraining yourself thus far. If you do have an option available, but for unknown reason, okay, you are not making any moves whatsoever, it's about time that you should start doing so. That is the message from these cards. Mattia, thank you so much for your 10 US dollars. Thank you, Mattia. I have to reset up. Oh my God, just give me a second, and I will put you in the list where you, or rather like, you should make sure you do stick around up until the end of the live stream, where you're gonna get your personalized reading of what is that you need to know at this moment. So, and Karen as well, thank you so much, Pisces Moonbeam, for granting Karen with one of those. Hold on a second. Danny, thank you so much for your 5 US dollars. Just hold on a second, Danny, and I will add you to the list as well. Thank you so much, guys. You all, thank you. Make sure you do stick around, all of you, up until the end of the stream, where you're going to get your personalized readings in topic of what is that you need to know as of this moment. So before we move to the star sign readings, just to explain you guys how this is going to work out, okay? This live stream is going to work out. So within the next 2 to 2.5 hours, I'm going to make 12 readings. Each reading is going to be about the star sign, starting from Aries and ending up with Pisces. Now, in the midst of these sequences of readings, let's put it that way, I'm going to announce breaks, okay? So the first break is going to be after Cancer, the second one is going to be after Scorpio, and the third one is going to be at the end after Pisces. And one of you is going to get a free reading in one of those breaks, and all that you will have to do is, when I do announce the break, you input a question into the comments down below, and I will give you 5 minutes there, and after these 5 minutes I'm going to pick one question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. If you do wish a personal reading, you can always go to my website, which you can find in the description down below, and there at the very front page you can see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. Ginger, thank you so much for your 5 US dollars. Thank you, Ginger. Make sure you do also stick around up until the end, where you're going to get as well a personalized reading. over the transit. And yeah, anyone who supports the channel and the stream through super chat is gonna get their reading at the end of it, regardless. And also, I am quite humble to announce you or to tell you that this stream is sponsored by Keen. Whoever doesn't know what Keen is, it's a platform with many spiritual advisors, psychics, tarot readers, astrologers, and despite the price you see there for whichever reader you choose, should you use my link, which you're going to find at the very top of the description down below, the price for the first 10 minutes is going to be just about $2 for you, $1.99 US. So it's a great way for you to try it out and to get answers that you need an urgency about, because that's a great thing about these platforms, and particularly with Keen, is because your reading is instant. You don't have to wait a queue, you don't have to kind of like make an inquiry, you just tap in and there you go, you are in the midst of it. Okay, so for Pisces Moonbeam, thank you, Karen. Let me put Pisces Moonbeam in the list as well. Hello, Valentine. Welcome to the stream. All right. So with that said, let's jump right away into the reading. Yeah, thank you, Articure. Finally made it to have a sponsor. It's it was quite a long journey, but finally, it happened. Right, so first one, we do have Aries. Right, first one for you guys, that will be the King. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Just hold on a second. Can you hear me now well? I hope so. So the first one, that is gonna be the King of Pentacles for you, Aries, followed by the second card, which stands as the King of Swords. And the third one for you, Aries, that is going to be the Ace of Wands, all right? So what is that you need to know as of this moment? Obviously, you do have a person around you. Probably as well... Thank you, Karen. Thank you so much. Well, that's quite of a difficult one. Just hold on a second. Right, so let's approach the reading in a simple way. So we do have these three cards, like I said. The first two cards, they are a passive enemies, and that pretty much speaks that this person, it doesn't need to think about a lot of stuff. Most likely they do have all that is around them are very well situated. They have a great job, all right, they have a lot of resources, probably happy family as well, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty much a person who is very comfortable with how far they are into their personal life. Also, from that element of dignity here, we can say that this is a person without any troubles, without any problems, but also with no need for any connections whatsoever. Or in other words said, pretty self-sufficient individual. However, from the other elements of dignity here, okay, which is this one, which is a passive neutrals, we can safely say that that person is also very bored from life. Okay, they have everything they need, they have everything they have ever fought for, and now they are simply bored. They have more that they can handle, they have more than they can spend at that point, not just only money, not just only, if you will, time, but also emotions. So this person, it's kind of like looking forward to have something exciting or to experience something exciting, to discover, if you will, new shores, new boundaries, new horizons, let's call it that way. And what you need to know it is that they obviously see those horizons within you. Are they going to approach you? Most likely, yes, they will. That's how the King of Pentacles pretty much plays around. Okay, they're we can call that it is going to be an offer. So their offer is going to be pretty much abrupt. It's gonna come out like out of nowhere. Okay, and that is going to be an offer for somewhat of an investment. Say they want to invest in you some kind of emotions, they want to invest love, they want to invest excitement. It is because you're going to offer them something else. Now, just because they have what to gain from you in any way, whether it is love, whether it is stability, or even money, that gain which they are going to accumulate, it's not going to deprive you of anything. Typical to the people that are studying tarot with me, typical example of that which I am giving, it is that imagine that you do have business and that person wants to invest in your business, right? It wants to subsidize your business, and then they're going to pretty much accumulate gains from it, but not from you, but because your business is going to crush the competition, which happens to be their competition as well. Okay, so that is how the gain could happen. That is not going to deprive you, and even if it is taking away from you anything, you're not gonna feel it that way. So if you have something, Aries, some kind of an empty place where you kind of like feel, I don't know, hollow, it seems that resources are going to be poured into that place, and that is what you need to know. It is that there is person around you that is going to do that. Right, so that was for Aries. Now moving next, we do have Taurus. All right, so first one for Taurus, that is going to be the Knight of the King, I'm sorry. Oh, Joyce, welcome to the stream. Well, an Earth Angel, oh my God, I never have been called that way, thank you. So the King of Swords is for Taurus, catalyzed from one side with the Four of Swords. And then we do have the World. Okay, we do have the World, those couple of cards, those three cards for you. Like that. Right, so it's a pretty straightforward message for you, Taurus. We do have some kind of a counselor that you need to know which is around you, which is going to refer that counselor is going to counsel you or is going to give you advices, okay? About enterprise and endeavor, you kind of like pretty much wrapped around, or you thought it's kind of over. Okay, so for example, if you thought that your business is over, it's going back bankruptcy, that could be the business advisor or the financial advisor that pretty much brings it on its feet. You thought that you are, for example, divorce, it's over and you are on the losing side. Well, that could be a new lawyer out there who is going to kind of like make you understand that that's not exactly the case. We're definitely talking here about the professional help, someone who is very, it's, how can I put it into words, it's crafty in its craft, and it's very well knows, how things are moving around, and very well knows the gaps out there that can pretty much pushes things through. So what can I say? That what you need to know it is that if you think whatever that you are uh, craving for it's over, it actually isn't over, and you will be made aware of next week or two. And by you being aware of also the problems which are making you think that it is over, whether your relationship, your marriage, your job, and so on and so forth, the problems that are making you think that way are going to be identified, and through that identification there will be a very subtle strategy being made by you and this person, a strategy which is going to exert very effective measures which are going to make you see your way out of those difficulties pretty quickly. And above everything else, whatever concerns you do have right now about your life in general, these concerns are going to start abating themselves, because through speaking with this person you will see that actually resolutions are all around you are actually. And yeah, it's in reality things are not as bad as you may think they are, or as you may, how can I put it into words, as you may anticipate them to be. Now, if that's someone you date, it's important for you to know that these people, they like to play a game, okay? They like to play, it's a game of physical attraction and a very meaningful and solid conversations where things are always left unfinished. What I mean is that, say you go out on a date, and you talk about a bunch of stuff, but you never close the topic, so you do have an incentive tomorrow to chat, call each other, or even go out on a date one more time. So it's very important that you kind of like leave topics open with your romantic interest, if you do have any, or should that be someone that just shows up for you. Same thing out there. Don't reply with one thing. That is something I hate. When I start talking with a girl and she just replies with a sentence, you ask her, for example, or I ask her, how are you doing, and she say, I'm fine. Good for you, and nothing else. It's kind of like it kills everything. So you don't do that. You just maintain the conversation, keeping on forward. So that was for Taurus. Moving next, we do have Gemini. So for Gemini, first card, that is going to be the Emperor, followed by the Sun. So those couple of cards. And the third one for you, Gemini, that is going to be Justice. These three cards. And not much to be said aside from that everything is going to get under control. Okay. Can I put it into words? And it's just little by little, what you are developing right now is going to grow. So literally what you need to know it is that you took more or less all of the right choices and decisions, and you did thus far, that is, all of the right actions with either your job or with either your career as well in the recent past. And from now on, things are just only to consolidate, for the lack of better word. So you will start gaining more and more control over the situations that you are involved into, to a point where, should there be any ups and downs out there, you will have full management over those ups and downs. The good thing about those cards, it is mending, okay? So whatever, if you do have any relationships which are going sour, relationships which are breaking apart, it seems that you need to know it is that they can be mended. And all that you gotta do in order to mend those relationships is to make the other person happy. That's all you gotta do, buy them a flower, call them out, I don't know, whatever whatever makes the other person happy, you know what makes the other person happy, all right? But the incentive, one more time, it is that whatever you are working on, little by little, is going to grow, because these cards are showing a amazing energies of growth out there that are going to be consistent into the future as well. And with that Emperor, you also gonna have a control over those energies, and everything you touch, everything you are involved into, all right, everything that relates to you, it's is going to be stable and pretty, I don't want to say predictable, I would say a manageable. The biggest trait that you can count on in the next week or two, guys, it is your accountability and as well your honesty. Okay, so being honest and being accountable to your actions and to your choices is gonna gift you with great benefits. If you are planning to start something big, you have the time about right now, right? You are planning to start it in the next couple of days. Well, I think that is going to be quite of a ride, and it should end up very, very successful for you. But yeah, I mean, these cards mainly speak about yeah, Month of May shall be interesting. That's true. But these cards, guys, Gemini, mainly speak about bearing down the hatchets. Okay, it is like there is no need to rumble with anybody around. Instead of being on the edge with your colleague, right, with your husband or a wife, with your neighbor, you can work together. And once you do make them happy with something, they will allow you to take the lead. Okay, in fact, I do believe that they want you to take the lead. Just before that to happen is that they need to see you, that you are reliable. Yeah, Pisces Moonbeam. I know, I know. I hope so too, so you stop asking me the same question over and over again. All right, so Cancer. First one for Cancer, that is going to be the Hierophant. Moving next, we do have the Ace of Cups. And we do have the Tower. Last week, we had the Elemental Dignities lecture with the tarot course I'm having here in Bulgaria. And everybody struggled to determine, well, that's kind of expected, okay, to determine which is the most important card when you draw Elemental Dignities, okay. Well, here how it stands. We do have the Hermit, the Hierophant, I'm sorry, with the Ace of Cups. So we do have a passive friend, and then we do have the Tower here, which is neutral to the Hierophant, and then it is enemy. I'm sorry, the Tower card, and it is enemy to the Ace of Cups. So depending on what kind of an answer you seek, the most important card, it is the Hierophant. If you are seeking kind of like conventional answer, or if you're not finding your way into the conventional ways, then the Tower is your answer, okay? Because it's kind of like it works against the flow. In any case, for a Cancer, these cards could have two messages. One very specific and one very broad. So the very specific is pretty obvious. I mean, you can watch from these couple of cards, okay? So that's they show that, you know, the love is already around you. I mean, there is no other way to say it. And with the Hierophant, that is actually one of the best kind of like loves you can have around, which is the one that kind of like takes off very slow. All right, it takes off again, it takes off very slow, usually through attraction at the start, and then through hierophant you kind of like build up trust and reliability into the other side. And while you don't have these butterflies in your stomach, you don't have your feet being swept off your grounds, at some point you figure out that the person kind of like, you miss that person, you miss her, or you miss him, or whatever. And then you realize that that's actually another definition, maybe the true definition of love. uh, hey Sarah, I was just skimming for your name. Hello, welcome to the stream, glad to have you around one more time. And as we established that love is all around you guys, then we do have the other elemental dignity here. Um, I do have a correct, how can I put it into words, say how to say those cards, but I'm not going to be that harsh. Okay. So with those two cards, it kind of speaks that you truly have to rumble yourself. There are, how can I put it into words, presumptions. I would say that because they are neutral, the Tower card, it is not very strong. Okay, it's not very strong, but it is kind of like killing out the Ace of Cups. It's impossible to kill it completely, but it is killing it out anyway. And that is the presumptions that you may have towards, how can I put it into words, toward growth in the future. Okay, so how can I place it? It's like you do have some kind of a perception, all right, about the future, what a relationship should be, and it is just whatever incentive you do have right now, you do not see it in any way whatsoever. Or you do have, or you do see it, but your perception is wrong. It's very difficult to describe it. But no matter, the other way how you can read it is that the Tower, it is that transformation you are trying to undergo to deny yourself, or falling in love, or trying to detach yourself from the incentive about love. And again, this is something that develops very slowly. One more time, it is not, over a night or a week that it is taking place. The other way how we can interpret those cards of what you need to know is that the happiness is around you, okay? And you can find it everywhere around you, especially strong message for anyone who is in depression right now and they see no reason to keep up living. Those cards are speaking, guys, that very, very soon there will be a rather quite impending change into your life is going to take place out there, which is going to give you resolution to your issues and to your concerns. And these resolutions are going to be very simple. And through that simplicity, you are to transcend your reality into something great to experience. And only thing that can ruin this experience, it is the strive for too fast of a making. Okay, so you just have to let it go to develop with the pace that it wants to develop, whatever that change is all about. So that was for the first 4 star signs, and now we are entering into the first break. So anyone in that break, one of you is going to get a free reading. Any one of you guys who wishes a free reading from me, all you gotta do is just input a question into the comments down below, and after about 5 minutes I'm going to pick one of your questions. I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Janelle, thank you so much for your 10 US dollars. Thank you, Janelle. Make sure you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get a personalized reading over the transit. And yeah, guys, a word from our sponsor, because this stream today is sponsored by Keen. Keen is a platform that provides you with any kind of a spiritual advisors, from psychics through astrologers, numerologists, yoga teachers, probably, chakra healing. I'm sorry, not yoga teachers, but chakra healing, etc., etc. Whatever you need from the spiritual world. And there is no queue out there. You just tap in, you choose your advisor, and you just start talking with them. And this, regardless of the price you see, should you use my code, which you're going to find in the description down below, the link which is on the very top of that description, first 10 minutes are for just below $2. So no matter the price you see there, first 10 minutes $2. Should you use the link that you can find in my description. And anyone who supports the channel and the stream through Super Chat is going to get their reading at the end of the live stream regardless. And finally, if you do wish a personalized reading with me, you can always go to my website, which again, you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you will see full list of my services and as well their pricing, guys. Yeah, it's that's right, Pisces Moonbeam. There is no queue. It literally happens right away. You see who is available, you tap into them, you click on their thing, and you just start using the link down in the description. That gives you first 10 minutes, regardless of the price you see corresponding to this person. It gives you get the first 10 minutes for just $1.99 US. Thank you, Karen. We do have, thank you for your $333 US. So Robin, you're gonna get a reading at the end. Make sure you do stick around. And after I'm done with all the star signs, I'm going to go to Super Chat readings, where any one of you guys is going to get you readings of what do you need to know as of this moment. Thank you, Valentine. Is it? Right, we do have a question, Janelle. How do you see my finances? Are they gonna increase next month? Let's check it out, Janelle. I'm probably butchering your name. I know it. And Karen, thank you so much for KDK. I'm going to input it into the list. Just give me a second. Let me finish first with the Janelle reading. So we do have the Eight of Pentacles as the first card, followed by the second one, which is the Three of Swords. Moving next, that is going to be the Tower. And the final one for you, that will be the Three of Pentacles. I don't know about the next month, okay? I don't know about the next month. There is a lot of... those cards are speaking by the end of January next year, actually, okay? By the end of January next year. So... and to me, it looks more like a roller coaster than anything else, okay? So what we have it is that in the next few months, Janelle, there is going to be a lot of work involved involved. Like it could involve opportunities, clients. I don't know what you are doing for making those money, but there are going to be quite of a few of these opportunities, which one of them actually is going to be a big thing for you, but is going to also take a lot of efforts for you. And what can truly, how can I put it into words, what can truly slow you down, not even stop you, but rather slow you down, is negative feedback. Okay, like haters giving you a feedback how you're doing, and therefore you kind of like I don't know how to call it into English, but more like a dropping down in spirits, or previous failures which you get yourself reminded of and you get scared to actually press forward because you have failed in a similar situation from the past. One of these two, but what you need to know is that should there be any crisis in the next few months when it comes to your method of making money, you will be actually going to do a really, really good job managing those crises whatsoever. Long story short, Janelle, it seems that your work, whatever that work is going to be acknowledged. And within this time frame, from now up until the end of January next year, you are going to receive support and most likely partnership through which your finances is going to increase. Yeah, it may be next month, okay, but the card says the time frame is from now up until the end of January next year. So that is the answer to your questions. Hey, Angie. For a couple of minutes, guys, and we're going to move to the next 4 star signs, which are going to be Leo, Virgo, Libra, and afterwards we're going to have Scorpio. Hey, Angie. All right. Moving next, we do have Leo. Leo. We have Leo. And the first one for Leo, that will be the Knight of Pentacles, catalyzed from one side with Temperance. And then from the other side, that is going to be the Page of Cups. It's a pretty typical situation, Leo. I mean, you do have person, okay, that's Knight of Pentacles. Person who is emotionally attached to you, but because we do have Temperance, which is a neutral to the Knight of Pentacles, this is how it goes. All right, do you know, and I am sure any one of you guys had these situations in their life where you are attracted to somebody, you see that they are more or less attracted to you, and you're trying to flirt and all that, and things are going on all right, but they don't quite make the cut, right? It's just you need just that tiny little more to go forward with the whole thing. Well, that is how this person feels. It's like, they are trying to make an approach, or rather like they are making an approach. They're kind of like trying to fit with your environment, and with your routine as well, with your social circle, and etc, etc. And even if you will, they're trying to flirt in a certain way, and by the look of these cards, I could say that you are getting along together very well. So that could be a colleague of yours that you are working with, or a friend that you are hanging out with very, very frequently, okay, or just a person that you are talking with a lot. You just find a lot of common topics. But just when it comes to that moment where things are to be decided, none of you actually, or in particular this person, Knights of Pentacles, doesn't quite make the cut out there. It's just they don't know how to close the whole thing. Okay, they don't know how to close the whole deal. And by that, you may think of now that this person is not quite interested, and probably that is what you need to know. They are quite interested, okay? That is because when we do have the Knights of Cups, especially catalyzed with the page of the Knights of Pentacles, I'm sorry, especially catalyzed with the page of Cups like that, these are a people who very well know what they want. Okay, they just have no doubts whatsoever what is the object of their wishes, and for one or another reason, okay, objects of their wishes is either you or a something you do. Now, something you do, that is by a far stretch, but yet it could be possible, as this is a general reading. For the most of you, is going to be you guys. You are what they want. Now, are you going to give them that or not? That depends entirely on you. But if you do want to give them yourself, you have to make, you know, kind of like a reach out, you know, kind of like, it's not even opening up, but more like a making yourself more accessible for them, because they really don't know how to kind of like set on the last step or the last trade. We can see that with these two cards. Okay, Knights of Pentacles with Temperance, they are a passive they are a passive neutrals. And another thing with that passive neutrals, it is that this individual may have, how can I put it into words, give silent treatment to certain stuff that bothers them. Okay, something you do, something you say bothers them, but they don't really say out loud that that's the case. It's because they don't want to ruin things in between you two. And these silent treatments, they always going to be a predicament for a fully developed and functional relationship, whether business or whether a romantic one. But it should be a romantic one, because they definitely have an emotional attachment to you, and that's a big one. All right, big emotional attachment to you guys. Right, so moving next, we do have Virgo for Angie. All right, thank you, Karen, for another $3. Angie, make sure you do stick around up until the end, where you're going to get a personalized reading for the question, what do you need to know as of this moment? Right, so next one, we do have Virgo, and the first one for Virgo, that is going to be the Queen of Wands, followed by the next one, which stands as the Knight of Pentacles. One more time. Those two, and the last one, that will be the Emperor. Let's hold on a second, guys. All right. Hi, Charlie, welcome to the stream. All right, so these three. Ooh. It's a tough person. And truth be told, guys, it seems like someone that is trying to gain control more and more over you. Okay, so that is what you need to know. These people, they are very attractive, but in the same time they could be very manipulative. All right, And it is just they literally know, they have that sense where are your weaknesses and where are your strengths, and that way they can pretty much, take an edge. That way they pretty much can gain leverage over you, over your family, over your relationship, and for one or another reason they just want to gain control over something. Could be your business, could be your friendship, or again it could be your romantic and relationship life, which is not a great thing. So you have to be careful. That is what you need to know. You have to be careful of this person. How you're going to recognize that person? Well, they are very, for the lack of a better word, I'm going to say tenacious, very active, and they like to be in control. They want to always call the shots. They always want to be the leader. They always want to be in the center of the attention, in the center of the company. They always try to brag about like they are more than others. Okay, that is how you're going to recognize this person. And under normal circumstances, that could have been a good thing. What I mean is that having such a person having control over your life, if they have a benign intentions, they can actually resolve a lot of stuff for you. Financial stuff, business stuff, and even romantic stuff. But here, as we do have that Knight of Pentacles next to the king, to the Queen of Wands, these two are active neutrals, and it's just they don't know what they want. That's the problem. It is like they are now kind of like a checking out the waters. They're kind of like trying to catch fish in a muddy water, and sooner or later it's their influence is going to abate. What I mean is that if you do allow them to gain control over your life and call the shots out there, at some point they are going to just leave, and they are going to leave your life in upheaval and in turmoil. So be very careful how much you open up for these people. Okay, they are, like I said, they how can I put it into words? They feel way more, when you look at them you feel that like they are way more accomplished than you are. That may not be the case, but that's the feel that you are gonna get. So try to stay away from such an individuals. That is what you need to know. Yeah, toxic is toxic. That's true. All right, moving next, we do have Libra. And the first one for Libra, that will be the Five of Wands, followed by the Fool. And the last one, that is going to be the Seven of Wands. Those three cards. Message is pretty simple for you, Libra. What you need to know is that there are going to be so many new openings for you. Just let me take a sip, okay? Oh my God. Imagine the situation that way, guys. That you are with a rifle, okay? You are with a rifle and you are out to hunt ducks. And you throw a stone in a swamp, and then about a bazillion ducks start flying out, being scared. And you get to take your pick. I want this one. You take a shot, and that one falls down. I want this one, and you take a shot. It's what I'm trying to say. It is that what you need to know. It is that right now world opens up for you, and it's just you can't miss a thing. Okay, whatever you choose to do, whichever path you decide to go forward with, all of them kind of like carries on its own properties. I don't know how to put it into words. It carries on a new beginnings. Okay, so I'm gonna say it that way. And the beauty of this reading is these two cards here. We have the Five of Wands with the Seven of Wands. and they pretty much speaks that you will always gonna have that very astute sense of when is the right time really to say something, or to do something, or to make a decision in favor of something. It is just, you just won't do anything wrong in the next week or two. And therefore it's very important to follow up first your hunch, but first and foremost your interest, because we do have these very fiery cards and they do correspond to interests. Another thing I love about these cards, it is that they allow you to reverse. What I mean is to transform a failure into success. So if something is deteriorating right now, say your job is deteriorating right now, or your family is deteriorating, or your relationship is deteriorating, in the next week there is a very, very good chance that through unknown random circumstances things are going to take a turn for better, and they're going to start improving and stabilizing, and getting better and better. So you should buckle up, because in front of you, what you need to know it is that life has a lot of surprises to serve you on a plate, Libra. And do not make a vow, because for example, if you have vowed that you will never gonna fall in love again, well, guess what, that is what is going to happen. If you have vowed, for example, that you're never going to show interest into something, well, guess what, it's exactly what's going to happen. So yeah, I mean, it's you should expect quite sudden turnarounds and surprising events to take place that is definitely going to make your life way, way more interesting, and they're going to allow you to start fresh if that's what you need. Yeah. All right, so that was Libra. Now moving next, we do have Scorpio. First one, Three of Pentacles for Scorpio. Catalyzed by the King of Pentacles. And we do have the Four of Pentacles as a Scorpio. Those are three cards. Ugh. I shouldn't be disappointed, but yet. Alright guys, so those three cards kind of like are talking about more like a business partnership, okay, that is going to form into the next week or two. It's just, what do we need to know? It is that there is someone out there, but it doesn't have to be a person. It could be an organization, a client, or even, well, family is less likely, but yet again, it could be, that is truly supporting us through what we are going, okay, or what we are going through. And we should truly buckle up, because there is going to be some criticism coming our way, okay, criticism which is going to address certain stuff, not like we are doing them wrong, but it is kind of like we can improve upon that's the important thing. And once we do so, these improvements are going to allow us to pretty much secure certainty into that future. So let's say the criticism is about how we do relationships, right? And we learn from that criticism, and we kind of like exert those critical changes out there. We are going to pretty much secure, our future relationship. Or say this criticism is about our business, and we learn from that criticism, exert those critical changes, that pretty much speaks that we are going to ensure the certainty and the security of our business. How we are going to ensure that? Well, through exerting those critical changes, now these people, organization or a person or whatever that wants to support us is going to do it tangibly. We do have it here with the King of Pentacles, okay, like that. And that is somebody finally investing, whether money, whether, efforts, whether time, uh, whether emotions, like that. And what we need to know is that next week or two is going to be suffused with fruitful discussions and even cooperations from which, a support is going to be born. That is what we need to know. It's an organization. It could be Karen. Yeah. Yeah, take it as a constructive criticism. Exactly, Karen. All right, guys, so that concludes the second 4 star signs, and now the second break is going to take place, and one of you is going to get a free reading from me in that break. And all that you got to do is just input a question into the comments down below. And after about 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one question and I'm going to perform a professional reading on that question. Anyone who supports the channel and the stream through Super Chat is going to get their reading at the end of the live stream regardless. And if you do wish a personal reading with me, you can always go to my website, which you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you will see full list of my services and as well their pricing. And also this stream is sponsored by Keen, which is a platform that provides spiritual advisors, tarot readers, psychics, astrologers, chakra healers, etc., etc. And if you do use the link in the very top of the description that it is of the live stream, the first 10 minutes, which whomever advisor you decide to make a contact with, are going to be for just shy of $2. No matter the price you see out there, first 10 minutes, $2 should you use that link. So it's a great way that you can try it out. And the biggest plus for me is that there is no waiting time. It's just you tap in and your reading is literally in doing. And I was thinking of, when kind of like I saw the platform, but what if, for example, you're on a date, right? And you want to know how is the other person feeling, right? And what is their intention? How does they see you right there on a date? You can totally do that. I mean, contacting them through your phone, you can totally do that. Hello, Paul. Should there be no questions, I'm just gonna move to the next 4 star signs. Okay. Oh yeah, that's another thing. I don't do health, guys. I definitely don't do health. So if you do have health related issues that you want to check in with a psychic or a reader, that's the way you do it. Because many of you who sought me out for those services to check out your health, I refunded your money because I don't do health. Yeah, no psychic either. it's very kind from you, Pisces Moonbeam, but I am not, or at least I don't see myself that way. I definitely don't see myself that way. All right, we do have a couple of questions, but one of them is with more pressing um, emergency than the other. If you say so, Pisces Moonbeam. All right, Charlie, still homeless. So are you gonna get approved for government help? Those are your cards, Charlie. I cannot say for sure because I cannot answer with yes or no, okay? Because that takes away decision of somebody, in this case, the government. But it doesn't look like it, okay? It's more likely no than you are gonna get it, okay? And even if you do get it, it's actually not gonna solve you. It's gonna be something very short-lived, like very temporary, and I mean very temporary. You, Charlie, however, you do have ways to get off that situation. From now up until the start of September, this year, you will have few opportunities, and I just don't want to say many, but there are going to be more than few opportunities to pretty much turn your situation around out there. Okay, so you literally can, you have to step it up, and how can I put it in yourself, solve it yourself. That is the what is those cards are putting, is that is the only way how you're going to solve that situation permanently, if you solve it by yourself instead of waiting for help from outside. That help is only going to postpone the issue and not solve it. So even if you do get a government assistance for a couple of months, after that you are still going to be homeless. Okay, so you have to step it up and do it yourself. That's what those cards are saying, Charlie. So it's unlikely. One more time, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Paul. Yeah, being homeless is one of the worst things, I guess, that can happen to you, and I'm really really sorry, mate, for that. It sucks, truth be told. I have never been. Okay, I have never been, but only the sheer thought of it kind of like makes me uneasy. Yeah, Ginger, I beg to differ. There is nothing intuitive. Hi, Cassandra. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Right, moving next, we do have Sagittarius. And the first one for Sagittarius, that is going to be the Sun, followed by the Ten of Wands. I look great. Oh my God, thank you. I'm fine. I'm really well. Like I said, Charlie, I'm sorry about that, mate. And the Ten of Pentacles, it is the other one. So those three cards for Sagittarius. So what do you need to know, guys? Uh, the message is like your efforts are not in vain. That's literally the message. So what these cards are referring to, and you get intoxicated by it, Sarah, is that the case? Well, yeah, it's small, but it is loving, and I prefer it to be that way. So again, the message, it is like your efforts are not in vain. Those cards. Oh, my bag is getting better, Karen. Thank you. It's getting far better. So these cards refer those situations where you have already invested. You know, you have invested so much that it's now a little bit too little too late to withdraw, and even if you do withdraw, you are going to lose everything you have invested, whether it is money or personal time or yourself, whatever. You already kind of like signed up for it. Okay, no different than signing up a lease for a year, and with a stipulation out there that if you withdraw, you lose everything for this year. So it's what you need to know is that the whole enterprise out there that you are investing right now, whether personal life or business, it's going to be very demanding. Okay, just there is no other way looking at it. But on the plus side, is going to keep its development very, very naturally. So, for example, should that be a romantic enterprise, right? You are investing yourself personally into some kind of interaction. You are going out dating with somebody, and things are keeping up. Okay, well, these interactions, they are going to grow little by little, naturally growing. So every other date is going to be deeper, more meaningful, and more emotional than the previous date, to a point where probably you are gonna end up together. And I'm saying probably because the other elements of dignity that we do have, it is the 10 of Pentacles, and these two are active neutrals. And this card pretty much speaks that if you do want the thing to play out and to work out to its fullness, you will have to give up more or less some of your independence. And just hold on a second. One of the cards fell down. So you will have to give up more or less some of your independence. That could be giving up your independence into the business. The business is going to devour more and more of your time, or independence when it comes to habits, right? Independence when it comes to personal preferences, when it comes to relationship, because you will have to make compromises. It's just there is no other way around it. But what you need to know is that whatever you have involved yourself into, Sagittarius, whether business or whether relationships, holds an amazing reward at the end. And while the journey is going to be demanding and difficult, and under difficult I mean prolonged and kind of like busy, at the end you will see that it was kind of worth it. Okay. If you are trying to reconcile, okay, because these cards carry on a message of that, what you need to know is that your reconciliation can only happen if you show devotion, and as well if you promise certain stuff. Okay, that it's not gonna happen without that, at least not in the next week or two. So that is what you need to know, is that the other side of the reconciliation is waiting for you to promise something to them. You very well know what they want you to promise. So if you don't want that that mending to take place, you do that. Right, so that was for Sagittarius. Moving next, we do have Capricorn. First one for Capricorn, that is going to be the Page of Wands, followed by the King of Pentacles. And the next one, that will be the Magician. Those three cards. So first and foremost, Capricorn, what you need to know is that some kind of a good news is going to come your way, okay? A news that is going to make things work out for you, that is. Another thing that you need to know, guys, is that you are very strong on your own. And if you feel some kind of dependency of somebody, like for example, your business partner, or a friend of yours, you totally do not need these people. So if they are more of a hassle than use, it's pretty much cut them loose. Okay, that's what you need to know. But as the grand scheme of things stands, those cards are showing a person who thinks that they are way more important and special than they actually are, to you, that is. Okay. And how things are going to play out in between you two, it's kind of like impossible to be said. It is because that's the negative that probably is kind of like irritating you, okay? But on the other hand, because that comes from these two cards, okay? So that's the person, these two cards. On the other hand, though, no one can accept you as you are better than this one with these two cards. Okay, it's just literally with this person, they can live with anything you are. You can be moody, for example, or you can be responsible. It's fine by them, right? It's literally fine by them. Because with these two cards, the sign up is for bigger than these stuff. I don't know how to really explain it. It's so unfathomable for other people. What I mean is that, I don't know how to put it into words, is that their mind is so open that literally they can accept anything, okay? And they're not going to judge you. The last thing I can say about this person from these two cards, it is that this isn't their usual state, okay, with these two cards. Definitely not their personal state. And I could say as well, it is because they are a active neutral here. It's like that individual feels a bit unprepared. Okay, they feel a bit unnatural. Take it that way. It is that if you do things under certain circumstances, that is how they are. They do things under certain circumstances. But it seems that with you, Capricorn, they are cutting corners here and there with the circumstances, doing things or saying things they're not supposed to, that they should be way deeper in that relationship, so for them to do them. But for one or another reason, we do have a say here in our country, and that is pulling out someone's soul with a silk gloves. It's just, you know how to do it. What have I done? That's a good one. Is it? Okay. Yeah, that's what you need to know. Literally. All right, Aquarius. First one for Aquarius, that is going to be the Six of Pentacles, followed by the Fool, and the last one for Aquarius, that is going to be the Ten of Swords. Those three cards. No, it is not that they pull out your soul. You are doing that. Okay, you are doing that. With your behavior, you are making them acting uncharacteristic to them. Okay, way more invested than they should be. He's automatic. No, I'm not Charlie. Yeah, the Fool again. Oh, Aquarius, my friends. The message isn't a big one, but it is a very important one. And it is that it states like that you already rolled the ball. You already made your bet. And now you have to roll with that bet. Can you pull the bets out, or can you pull the bet away? Yeah. It's gonna cost you though. Way more than you know. I mean, look at that. That's disgusting. I mean, hold on a second. Look at that. That's terrible having it here. This is what happens if you pull out your bet? Say you bet into a specific person to be in a relationship with. Say you put your chips into a certain project or into a certain business partner. You can withdraw from that bet or from that, my God, the word is just kind of like drop off your mind. No investment, involvement. Okay, so you can withdraw from that involvement, and those are the cards characterizing it. It will be devastating, not only to the enterprise itself, but also to the hierarchy of your life. It is literally what happens. It is that after you withdraw, you wouldn't know what to do. You will not know what to do with your job, with your love life, and further down the road, it will feel like you have no options available whatsoever, because none of these options further down the road available are going to seem even remotely close as a proficiency to the one you left. So what those cards are speaking here is that regardless how unsatisfiable, because I can't say unfortunate, it's unsatisfiable, which is a different thing. Okay, regardless how unsatisfiable the situation is, you have to roll with it. New beginning, it's not advisable, because one more time is going to simply annihilate, literally annihilate the structure in your life. And it will take months, even years, for you to recover. You involved yourself into something, and you have to, if you right now you are second guessing yourself, you gotta gnash your teeth, just push forward. That's literally of what you need to know. Another thing on a more practical level, it is that stop whining like a baby, okay, and kind of like seeking out others to do your job. You have everything you need to pretty much resolve whatever issue you have. Roll up your sleeves and kind of like do it. Okay, just do it. Right, so that was for Aquarius. Yeah. Finally, Pisces. Last but not least, we do have the Tower for you guys. Catalyzed by Queen of Cups. And what we have is going to be the Moon. As usually, we end up big. So those three cards. Well, it's a difficult read. Let me set my thoughts in order. It's gonna be a tough time, all right, in front of you guys. A lot of questions will arise, and the questions are going to be, are you on the right track with something? As a general reading, I could say, are you on the right track with your life? Are you at the place where you are supposed to be? Are you as far as you wanted to be? And so on and so forth. All these kind of like very, very important questions. And the majority of you are going to see that no, you aren't, unfortunately. So what do you need to know, Pisces? It is that next week is going to be quite tumultuous. It is because many things are going to readjust. if you will change, although that's not exactly change, but readjusting. Okay. And the worst it is that you will not gonna have control over these adjustments. They are going to be simply provoked by the circumstances you will be a victim of. Okay, you can expect a lot of things to move into your career, a lot of things to move into your love life as well, into your friendship circle. And it's just, it will be a mayhem. All right, it literally is going to be a mayhem. You all are going to survive the mayhem though, and at the end of it, you will have better life. Okay, at the end of the mayhem, it is just your life is going to be better structured and more clearer than before. This chaos is going to take place into those fields in your life which you are oblivious to, which you kind of like, you know, things are going wrong, but you are deciding to keep a blind eye for it. Okay, and it's just the time is going to come where you just can't do that anymore. Pretty much everything is going to be set to light, right? For example, say you know that you suspect your partner is cheating on you. I'm sorry for the trivial example, but it is just the best way how I can explain it. You suspect that your partner is cheating on you. You see the signs, but you decide to keep a blind eye on it. Okay, well, you're not going to be able to anymore, because who knows? I mean, you may catch the lover in the closet, and it's just, you can't pretend that that's the plumber, right? It's stupid, it's childish, and it doesn't work. So such kind of events it is that you should be aware of. Or say, you know, you see signs that you are going to be soon kicked off work, but you decide to keep a blind eye on it, right? And kind of like don't you do not want to admit it to yourself. Well, being served a notice, it's pretty much going to push you into seeing it, isn't it? But yeah, rolling with it and kind of like doing best you can to adapt to the change or to the transformation is going to ultimately have a nurturing and cleansing effect upon your life. Now, things can be, may not be that dramatic, all right? For example, you may have a pull toward a specific girl or a man, okay, whatever your preferences are, and you are trying to kind of like neglect it, to keep a blind eye on it. And you know, the next week it is just you are going to be unable to, because you will have that insatiable pull that you can't control any longer. So where this is going to take place? Well, where things are idle. So if your love life was idle for a long time, that is exactly where this mayhem is going to set. Your career was idle for a very long time, same thing. Okay, your social life was idle, same thing. Or if your life in generally was idle, then the mayhem is going to be a big one, right? It's going to be really, really big one. Karen, thank you so much for your $5 for a Charlie. Charlie, make sure you do stick around a little bit longer, where you're gonna get a personalized reading on the question, what is that you need to know as of this moment? Well, guys, that concludes the 12 star signs, and now the last break is going to take place, where one of you can have a free reading from me, not from we, but from me, which is going to happen here publicly. And all that you got to do is just input a question into the comments down below. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to do so, and after those 5 minutes, I'm going to pick one of these questions and perform a professional reading on it. Should there be no questions, I'm going to move to the super chat readings, which is going to be the last thing before I conclude the live stream, which live stream is, by the way, sponsored today from a Keen, that it is a platform on which you can find varieties of spiritual advisors from tarot readers to chakra healers, psychics, which I am not, people that can read about your health, which I don't do. And the gift from me to you is that if you do use the link in the description down below, the very top, on the very top of that description, the first 10 minutes with any advisor of your choosing, regardless of the price you see that corresponds to your name, to their name, I'm sorry, is going to be shy of $82, $1.99. So it's a great way for you to try it out and get answers to a couple or maybe even 3 of your questions for really, really cheap price. Have a great one, Sarah. I hope you had a really good time with us. You're welcome. All right. Valentine and your finances. So is your financial situation going to improve anytime soon? As you are currently struggling. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's going to by the mid of September. Those are the cards. Those are the cards. Quite about. First of all, they are going to improve in a very unexpected way. Valentine. It is literally, I would say, probably it is the least expectable way or the last thing you are expecting to happen. That is going to happen, which is going to help you to improve your financial state. And it's going to be accompanied by you being very reluctant to take on the opportunity. What you need to know, though, it is that I don't know if you are promised something right now, like promised a bigger salary or a better or a bigger promotion, you know, or I don't know, are you promised something recently, but I think that it's full of shit. Okay, what's your incentive to improve your finances is yet to come, and again, it's gonna come very spontaneously. It's not going to be a promise, but more like it's going to be an offer. It's going to be something that you can act right away upon it. Okay, so don't fall for kind of like empty promises. That's the guidance here we have. And also you can improve your finances by you selling out either a skill or something you are good at. Okay, so that is something that can help you improve your finances, but it's not going to be the main incentive to improve your finances. The main incentive, it should come later on by the end of the summer or at the mid of September, the latest, at least according to the cards. Anna, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars support. Make sure that you do stick around a little bit longer, Anna, where you are gonna get your personalized reading of what is that you need to know as of this moment. Cancer was a good one, and Gemini was a good one as well, according to Pisces Moonbeam, that is. Thank you, Anna, for your $20. All right, so that concludes the free reading giveaway. And now a couple of minutes, guys, and I'm moving to the super chat readings. Yeah, you don't have to be Cassandra. Yeah, that's one way how you can see it. As far as the readings tonight, guys, only Aquarius, I believe it was kind of like, it was a tough one. Or it was Pisces. Or was it Pisces? Which one was it? Yeah, you have to use your skills. That's true. All right. Mattia, your first card, Mattia, that will be the Queen of Pentacles, catalyzed with the Six of Pentacles, and with the Ace of Cups. So, what do you need to know, Mattia, as of this moment? You are building up something very well, very solid, very naturally. And what you are building up, whether it's a business deal, right, or a branch of a business, or a friendship or relationship, I don't know what's the case, but whatever you are building up is going to make you very happy. That's what you need to know as of this moment. And the hint of the cards, it is that you are probably, even though there may be other people involved in it, okay, you are actually the one who does the heavy lifting. You are the one who truly builds it up. Okay, so that's how you're gonna recognize what is going to make you happy. Other thing about those cards, it is that what you need to know, if we approach the reading from another standpoint, it is that whomever you love, whether children, whether husband, all right, or whether boyfriend, your love is sound and secured. Okay, it should be as well mutual. Next one, Karen, your card, that is a Four of Pentacles. And Karen, moving on forward, it seems that, how can I put it into words? You are going to, your situation is gonna get better and better. And suffice to say, with the Four of Pentacles, not just only you are on the right track, with whatever you are doing, whether financially, whether, I know that you are going through some kind of a health issues, but in any case, whatever you are doing, not just only it's making progress, but also it seems that you are as well mitigating the margin of error. What I mean is that as the time progresses of you following that way of living, it will be less and less, valuable, available for problems to return to you. So that is what you need to know. It's a great card. It pretty much shows that you are securing your future. Danny, your card, Danny, Queen of Swords, with the Five of Swords, you do have an enemy, Danny. Probably very recently you made up an enemy, a very ruthless one that it is determined to have it their way. Okay, so I'm gonna say it that way. To have it their way, unfortunately. This person, it's not gonna shy off humiliating you, um, messing around with your stuff, taking advantage everywhere it can. And as well, unfortunately they do play dirty. Why is that? Or why they're doing that? Unfortunately, it is because they can. Okay, that's how these people roll. I don't know what to advise you here, Danny. The only way how you can mitigate that, it is that if you do identify who that person is and kind of stop trusting them, because they are using your trust against you right now. Hint how to identify this one, it is that they are unyielding. What I mean is that when they focus on something, they're like a pit bull. When they bite, right, they don't let go of a thing. Ginger, your card is the Eight of Wands with the Page of Wands. So what do you need to know as of this moment, Ginger? Those two cards, it is that there are going to be many new enterprises coming your way. So literally you have to be open for anything new out there. And those enterprises are going to be on many fronts. Your business, your relationship, your friendship circle as well. They don't have to be into one specific, okay? Simultaneously, there could be like 5 of them. Oh, I do apologize. So literally there could be 5 of them happening at once. Okay. Another thing about these cards, it is that what you need to know it is that if you do have certain ideas, all of them are worth exploring. Okay, they can definitely happen. Some good news are gonna come your way, and finally you need to know that you are far stronger than you think you are. Okay, so if you are hesitating, for example, to initiate something because you think you are not gonna you will not gonna able to handle it, well, I urge you to think again. Thank you, Pisces Moonbeam. Well, I don't know. I mean, it seems that I'm allergic to something, but it's just I don't know what I'm allergic to. Yeah. Thank you, Ginger. Right, next one, Pisces Moonbeam. You do have the Ace of Pentacles with the Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups. What you need to know is that your love will continue. That is what you need to know. Just your love is going to continue. Janelle, your card, Four of Swords, with the Page of Swords. And then it is the Four of Cups. And that's a great one. It seems that you are going to come to terms with this person here, with this person over here. I'm sorry. So you're going to come to terms with somebody that currently you are just arguing with, okay? And it feels like these arguments, they don't lead you to anything. You may be arguing with a child of yours or with a friend or with a colleague, and it kind of like, it seems that it's like a tug of war, okay, in between you two. But as the time passes in the next few days, you know, the arguments you do is going to make more and more sense, both of you, to a point where you both are going to start seeing the reason within those arguments. And it is just, you know, the whatever problems you do have in between one another, these problems are going to be set aside. They are not going to vaporize or be resolved, but for now they are not going to be relevant. And you can, at the very least, you can have a little bit of a time of a respite and to catch up your breath from that person. Robin, your card, Robin, is the High Priestess. So a few things, Robin, that you should need to know. It is that first and foremost, your affairs are gonna move on forward with the High Priestess. The practical meaning of that card is your job is going to be the same way as it is right now, and your life in general is going to be the same way as it is right now. In a spiritual way, Robin, High Priestess shows that you are going to start feeling the answers to your questions, whatever questions you do have. The card could also may signify that you are about to meet your soulmate, which doesn't mean lover, right? Soulmate could be a very good friend as well. And finally, your intuition is going to be very, very sharp. Angie, your card is the Six of Swords, okay? So what you need to know, Angie, is that very, very soon you will have an incentive or rather like opportunity to get very close or one step closer to your goal and to your aim. Now, however, this step is going to be like a threshold. So it is just the consequences of that move are going to be a bit unknown, and it literally is going to be you stepping toward the unknown. And that's kind of like is going to bring you fear. That is that is usually what happens. What you need to know is that in reality, Angie, there is nothing for you to be afraid of. On a practical meaning with the Six of Swords, you need to know that you are going to get your point across, whatever that's supposed to mean. It should mean something to you, but you will be able to get your points across. Charlie, your card, it is Five of Pentacles, okay? So what you need to know, Charlie, is that your lifestyle is a big problem, Charlie, okay? And in order to improve your situation, you gotta change your lifestyle. That is what you need to know. And finally, we do have, just hold on a second, because Margaret, thank you for your $5 as well, PayPal donation. Let me put you into the list as well, Margaret. Hold on a second. Okay, so I'm gonna draw you right after Anna, which is right now. So Anna, your card is the Tower, Anna, followed by the Devil. And then we do have the Moon. Do you have something Pisces in you, Anna? Because these are very similar to Pisces, to the Pisces reading. So what you need to know, Anna, is that you are on a verge of a very big shift in your life. This is going to be a shift in your yearnings and as well your desires. So literally what you yearn right now and what you desire is going to start becoming less and less important to you in favor of other less and less important than other desires. Okay. How can I put it into words? So it's pretty much a change of or a transformation. It's not a lifestyle. Oh my God. It's like a way of living. It's different thing. So today you find that one thing is important and tomorrow another thing is gonna take its place more and more and more. And so by the end of this transformation, Anna, you will see that Jen, I don't understand what your request is. I mean, 3 pull, 1 card coming. What do you mean? But thank you so much for your $15, Jen. Thank you. For example, Anna, you may believe that, love should develop slowly, okay? And that love should develop through a lot of time spent together and getting to know each other and so on and so forth. But in a couple of days from now, you may meet somebody that you fall for very much. You are very fond of them. And you suddenly start realizing that that should not be always the case. You should be open for other things. And that's literally what you need to know. It is that your perception, your criteria, your standards, everything that you hold on to as a pillar of yourself is going to start shifting, and it's going to start shifting for your wellness. Because as it stands, when these cards shows up, Anna, that means that you are pretty much full. What I mean is that you have reached your maximum and no longer can be accomplished unless something moves, unless something is readjusted. And that readjustment, it's showing up, and that's what you need to know. Don't be afraid, okay? Just don't be afraid. Because it may happen through unpleasant circumstances, Anna. It may make you very, very emotional, okay? But ultimately, it is going to be for your well-being. Taco, thank you so much for your $22 a support. Thank you, Taco. You as well, make sure that you do stick around up until the end, where you're gonna get a personalized reading of what you need to know as of this moment. I'm trying to find out something. Hold on a second. Jen, are you there? Jen Larry, are you there? Can you clarify on your request, please? Oh my God, I'm so jealous. So Jen, because you mentioned 5 by 3 common 1 card, but what does that mean? with your super chat request. What does that mean? What do you want? 3 cards? Hey, Seda. Taco, I'm at my parents' home, and my father, it's a cook. He graduated university, being a chef, and the pizza he does, oh my god, oh. And the ice cream and everything he does, it's, oh my lord. I don't know, Jen. Depending on depending on the super chats, I am determining who gets how much cards. Because I find it only fair that those that give more should get more. It's... So yeah, you're gonna get 3 cards. All right, Margaret. Yeah, that's Margaret, Jen, Taco. All right, so Margaret, your card, that will be the Wheel of Fortune with the 8 of Swords, those 2 cards. What do you need to know, Margaret? It is that very, very soon your world is going to open up. So what do I mean by that? Under open up, I mean that by in any way or by some reason you are limiting yourself, and those limits very, very soon are going to be pretty much rumbled and annihilated. So you may be limiting yourself because you are afraid of something, or you may be limiting yourself because you lack self-belief, all right? Or you may be limiting yourself due to poor communication, whatever the case. Those reasons are no longer going to be there, and therefore those limits are no longer going to be there, and from there you will have a many options available. So what you need to know is that you should be ready to take on life, because one of these options available is going to happen to be the one you're waiting for, that will make the change, all right? That change that makes difference, that is going to change your life for good and for the better. Jen, your card, what do you need to know? We do have the High Priestess catalyzed with the Knights of the King of Wands, sorry. And we do have the Sun card. So those 3 cards for you, Jen. Good night, Seda. Let me formulate that message. For one thing, okay, for one thing, yes, but in the grand scheme of things, the message for you, Jen, it's very complicated. First of all, what those cards speaks, Jen, it is that no matter how much you try to satisfy everybody around you and to make everyone happy, there is always gonna be those which are displeased. Literally, that's a lost cause out there, okay? And it is literally, you are channeling from your source to make someone happy that can never be happy no matter what you do. So first and foremost, you have to make yourself happy before you actually start looking to make other people happy or to satisfy other people. That's for one. Second, there is something wrong with ambition of yours. It is what those cards are pointing out. Those two cards, okay? They are speaking about some kind of a ambitious drive you have, that it shouldn't be such a drive or with such a tenacity. It should be more like floating in a stream of water rather than swimming against the current. I hope you know what I mean, because I don't. It should relate to your situation. And as you mentioned love here, yes, you are not looking it into the right direction. Your soulmate, it's in a different place than the one you are looking at. That's the message. But that is because you mentioned love. The biggest message is about the happiness. It is that no matter how much you try, you can never make everybody happy. Okay, so first and foremost, you should make yourself happy. Yeah, that's right. Or in other words, if the ambition, you have to struggle for it, then it's not the right thing for you. Thank you, Pisces Moonbeam, for your $3 Canadian. Seda, make sure you do stick around a little bit longer, where you're gonna get a card for what you need to know as of this moment. All right, so Taco, your cards, mate. We do have the King of Swords with the Knight of Swords. Then it is the Six of Cups. Taco, do you have a deal with a lawyer right now, or some kind of professional that you have a very big business with, or rather like a very important matter with? Do you have such a person around you right now? I need to know, so I need to know how to interpret those cards. Good night, Karen. Or rather like Angie. Karen, you're still around. I'm sorry, I misread that. I'm waiting for your answer, Taco. Hope you're around. Okay, maybe you would need a lawyer then. Maybe you would need a lawyer. Because what those cards here are speaking about, Taco, it is that there will be a person, or there is a person, who literally holds all of the problem solving you need on the tip of their fingers. And it is like a rocket science, really. It's not something you figure out by yourself. It's something already written, but you need a specialist to show it to you. Okay? And together, you and this individual are going to form out a very solid and effective strategy of how to pretty much resolve whatever concerns and whatever problems or whatever inheritance you are waiting for. The whole process is gonna be ugly, though. Just so you know, there are gonna be things you have to sign up or do or say that you ain't gonna like. It's just a part of the thing, right? It's just a part of the thing. And if you want to see the whole situation through, you will have to unfortunately do it. The person I'm talking about, very smart, very intellectually agile, very educated as well, and it's a person of position. It's best of the best. Okay, that is how you are going to recognize them. And it's literally the way that they are going to handle the situation. There is only one possible outcome, and that is you prevailing, but you have to let them do their job, and you have to kind of like keep up with their prescription or with their recommendations. Yeah, I read it. And that's why I said maybe you would need a lawyer about that. Once you hear the news, maybe you will have to hire a lawyer. But with this person together, Taco, um, things are going to pretty much makes a lot of sense, and it's a procedure. You know that person knows how to follow, and it's to um, knows how to follow to the finest detail, and it is literally with their guidance and with their expertise. There is no way how you can pretty much lose whatever it is. Yeah, I'm from Bulgaria. All right, Seda, what do you need to know? We do have the Ten of Pentacles for you, Seda. Uh, First off, very soon you're gonna start becoming more and more independent, probably financially. Okay, and with that, your comfort is going to increase as well. And also, what you should prepare yourself for, it's an old friend or an ex to come back into your life as well. Should you decide to let them into your life or not, that is entirely up to you. Okay, you totally don't have to do it. They're just gonna show up one more time, but whether you decide to give them a chance or no, entirely up to you. My accent, yeah, my accent is all over the place. Okay, that is because I do maintain contact with people from all over the world, and my accent, it's a bit American English, it's a bit Scottish, it's a bit Welsh probably. I may have a little bit of an Irish in it, I may have a little bit of a New Zealand, and also South Africa, and also, Australia. So yeah, it's my accent is definitely not Bulgarian. Wow, Jane, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars. Another support. I already gave you a reading, Jen, for the most important thing you need to know. What do you want to do with those? You want to give them to somebody? Or you do want another one? Thank you, Jen. The reunion card, not exactly. I'm explaining it into my tarot classes. Why Ten of Pentacles could mean that someone from your past is gonna show up. Oh, you're welcome, Seda. All right, guys. I think that's gonna do it for tonight. If there isn't anything else, uh, thank you so much for. What do you mean, Jen? For Reda. All right. What do you mean about the Uber? Oh, it's all right. When is the next live? Probably Sunday. For Reda, your card, Reda, is the Five of Wands. If we relate that to, are you going to reconcile? Very possible. But there will be a very small window of opportunity. All right, it will be through very unpredictable events, like for example, you go out in a grocery store somewhere and you just kind of like bump in with your ex very randomly there, and you kind of like you get flabbergasted and you kind of like giggle, and it is just, the magic reignites for a moment and you just have to catch the moment. But what you need to know it is that you should expect a lot of surprises in the next few days and few weeks as well. Okay. All right. So you're writing. I'm gonna hold on a second, Jen. Hold on a second. Yeah, I already did for Reda. It was the Five of Wands one. You're welcome. All right. So we do have your writing business, and then we do have the Uber. Let's check on the writing business first. We do have the Moon card with the Page of Pentacles. So you don't have to even check on the Uber. Your writing business is going to be the business that you will keep on with. It's basically, when it comes to business, that what you are meant for. Although it's gonna take a bit long to develop. That with the Page of Pentacles, that is something that develops very slowly, but consistently and steady, and to a point where, at the end you basically make return to all of your investments and even more and more than that. And with the Moon card, it is just a place where you are supposed to be, and you are going to end up one way or the other. When it comes to Uber, Two of Pentacles with the Ten of Swords, not really a great thing for you to do. It could cover up for a short amount of time, but with the Ten of Swords out there, it is just the severance when you decide to do it, or when you are forced to do it, is going to be rather, it's going to be tough. The Uber, it should be something, you should not, look, you can do it according to these cards, but it should not be something full-time. All right, you just have to do it to meet ends, or rather like to catch up on what you need to meet ends. Other than that, you should not count on it for a very long time. It seems that it will be very, very inconsistent. You are not gonna like it at all. By the look of these cards, it is just, things are gonna change constantly with it. For example, rules, clients, and so on and so forth. It will be very, very uncertain. I don't know how to put it into words. It will be very, very unreliable. It is the word that I should use. No, you haven't, Reda. Judy, you can check on my website, and there at the very front page you're gonna see full list of my services and as well their pricing. Anyone who makes super chat is gonna get a reading. Since you are asking, I'm gonna wait for about a couple of minutes or maybe 5 minutes, and after that I'm going to pretty much, close the shop. 6,000 rights. Oh my God. But the writing business is the one that you should truly put your bet into. Okay. Truly, you should put your bet into. But again, it's going to be a very, very slow development. And another thing that I have to mention about your writing business, Jen, is that you gotta be meticulous. I mean, very meticulous. Judy, thank you so much for your 20 US dollars. Thank you, Judy. Hold on a second. What is that you need to know? Hold on. Yeah, you did, but you can rewind or watch it later. Yeah, I gave her about her writing business, Anna. So, Judy, we do have the Queen of Cups for you, catalyzed with the Five of Cups. And then we do have the Queen of Wands, like that. Boyfriend is moving in. Well, that explains quite a lot. That explains quite a lot. Because what those cards here are pointing at is that what you need to know it is that you will kind of like grow a bit disappointed from certain stuff in the future. And I was about to ask you, you know, are you currently having some kind of an anticipation that may disappoint you with something? So I guess boyfriend moving in could be something like that. You haven't lived together and now you will have to kind of like put up with whatever crap he brings without having any option to walk away. Like he will have to do with yours as well. But you need to know that these disappointments, and even kind of like it will be like for at some point you may even kind of feel that you are losing certain stuff. You know, you are losing, for example, ground beneath your feet. You are losing patience and these kind of stuff. These losses are going to be temporary or even partial, even better, partial. The disappointments are going to be temporary. Now, if you are asking though, have I am I doing the right thing, kind of like moving in together? Yes, with both hands. Okay, for whatever reason, that's the way you should go forward with your relationship. If we do relate those cards to your boyfriend, which I think they are. The worst thing you can do, though, Judy, is to presume that you know that person to the finest. Look at those two cards, Judy. These two cards set like that, they are a passive enemies, and this is the beguiling sense of the understanding of the other person's nature. Like, for example, you may think that you know what he needs and you know what his expectations are, you know, and in general you may think that you know where his weaknesses and strengths are. You don't. What you know, it is what he is going through, but do not dare to presume how he is gonna cope with it. So in other words, don't try to kind of like bruise your opinion on him, but try to support him through what he is going through, instead of trying to control how he's gone through certain stuff. I hope that that makes sense. That way you will become not just only very functional and deep and good couple, but also you will grow to be a best friends as well. So I hope that that made sense. You're welcome, Judy. You're welcome. All right, guys. So I think that that's gonna do it for tonight. Um, hey, Lawrence. So yeah, that's gonna do it for tonight. Thank you so much, and we are gonna see each other Sunday, I believe, for the weekly reading. Uh, and up until then, bye.